So you've been working with the Apple Pencil for a couple months now, Graham?
No, not even a month yet. They're back ordered. I had to wait 4 weeks to get this thing, you know.
So when people see that and they like it, I ask them.
And how do you like it compared to your favorite pencils and equipment?
I love it. I think it has some really neat attributes to it. You know, it allows me to work more freely, you know.
It looks very intuitive. I'm not going to venture a guess as to who this is.
I'm going to guess the Phantom.
You, sir, would be wrong.
Oh, damn. It's like watching a magic trick, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel anything other than pride at all the different permutations that you've seen in Bane over the years?
I think it's really cool. You know, the first time I ever saw a toy of him, I was like, wow, that is really cool.
Well, I think I love it. This one.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this before somewhere.
I think I have all of your detective issues.
Do you have a preference for the ears, Graham? The long ears, short ears?
I like the long ears.
Really?
Yeah. I do.
The one thing I really take a stand against is the chin strap that I've seen in some of the animated films. Chin strap Batman.
Yeah.
Holy God.
See, with this Apple Pencil, I can go on the side of it like that and get this nice big flat gray line.
And what's the weirdest commission artwork that you've ever done for someone?
That would be this guy who is a big wrestling fan, and he wanted a drawing of him with the WWE, WWF, whatever it was, belt, him holding it, and all these hot girls hanging onto his leg inside the wrestling ring. I'm like, okay. That one's weird.
Mike, you probably had about 40 questions you didn't get to ask.
No, it's...
No?
I mean, I'm just always fascinated to listen. That's why I listen. I listen to a bunch of podcasts with just... It's always fascinating to listen to people talk. Especially about, you know, comics, which is one of my favorite things.
I know artists have a very, like, almost a religious fervor towards specific brands of pencils and types of equipment. Are you superstitious about any of your equipment or your boards?
Unfortunately, the art business, the production of art materials has gone into crapper over the last 20 years. You know, the paper isn't as good as it used to be. The inks are not nearly as good as they used to be. The tips aren't any good. You know, I think that's part of what the cool thing about working digitally is that I can do all kinds of stuff. You know, I want to erase it, boom. You know, I want to throw a line through it, boom.
Do you see it all going the direction of celluloid film with the onslaught of digital?
No, I mean,
art?
I'm not going all whole hog digital. I mean, I like the tactile feel of paper and dragging a pen across paper. But I also like having a piece of original art. You know, it's sort of like what Mike was talking about. He'd much rather hold a comic than read it digitally, you know. And I kind of feel the same way. I like to have a piece of art. I like to see the mistakes in it, you know.
Do you have a favorite issue of Detective that you did?
I have a couple. I really liked the Penguin storyline that we did, and I like the Captain Fear one. I don't remember the issue numbers, but the Captain Fear one was so funny. Chuck and I were so proud of that one. It was like the perfect Batman story. New villains. They all had they had a shtick to them because it was this whole pirate thing. And there was a death trap. Robin was in peril. We introduced the Bat Boat, and the editors hated it. They hated it.
Now, what was it? Just that it was just all these nice new concepts, or was it anything artistically that made it?
No, I think they hated it because
No, I mean that made it fulfilling for you.
Oh, fulfilling. Yeah, that's because, coming off of Nightfall, we're not getting really to do Batman so much as we are Azrael,
Yeah.
And here we get to do Batman, and we get to do this classic version of Batman, that we loved.
Wasn't that part of Denny's no crossovers or no big stories for a couple of years?
Yeah, after the fact, I think after the one about the earthquake.
That was
Cataclysm or No Man's Land?
Cataclysm to No Man's Land. Although No Man's Land is actually a fantastic crossover. It's like a crossover done right.
I think that was the final one, though.
Yeah. Well, because that led to kind of a changing of the guard. Because after that, Chuck left Detective and went over and just did Nightwing, Birds of Prey, and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
I love Chuck's work on Nightwing.
Oh, it's
I still
great.
have the
It's
traits.
Great.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
I have that whole run of issues, which was an interesting thing to put together.
Same thing with Power of Adam. When I read about that, going over some of Graham's interviews, I instantly remembered those issues.
That was a fun book. I liked Roger's writing on that.
Do you prefer him with Robin or without?
I like them both. Ta-da!
Do you have a favorite Robin?
Dick Grayson.
As if I didn't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried, do you ever mess around and, draw the 66 versions, or?
I've never have.
Really?
No, never have.
The goddamn Batman.
That's him.
No, he's not smiling psychotically. That would be the goddamn Batman.
Yeah.
Although, again, fascinating to read, if only because it has the element of a train wreck.
That's amazing. Ta-da.